Hello doll fans, I've split this video into two parts because it was frustrating me that these two quite distinct different topics, Kira, one of Barbie's friends, and also Barbie's attempts to appeal to an East Asian audience, were lumped together into one video. So I've split the video in half. This part is just about Kira, and the first part is about Barbie's attempts to appeal to an East Asian audience. I thought that lumping them together did the two topics a disservice. This way, the two topics can be standalone videos. I hope you understand.
We did it! Let's design more! Velvet tops, skirts that twirl, and cool boots, fabulous girls, very velvet Barbie!
Hello doll fans and welcome back to Beauty Inside a Box. My name's Joey and today we are talking about bling! Kira. Kira, one of Barbie's amazing friends. This doll was actually sent to me by my amazing friend, Sunny, from the Instagram account @PearlBeachKira. She's a massive Kira fan. Sunny helped me so much for the research for this video and sent me this amazing doll. But we're not only going to be talking about Kira in today's video, we're also going to be talking about East Asian representation in the Barbie line. Mattel has a very interesting history trying to sell Barbie dolls in Asia, as well as to an Asian American audience. If you love dolls and Barbie as much as I do, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, check me out on Instagram, check me out on TikTok, and also don't forget to check out my Patreon. My Patreon is a new thing I've started. At the moment, there are two exclusive videos on my Patreon. One is an updated room tour. The other one is where I go through all of my 80s and 90s Barbies. And I'm in the process of filming another video for my Patreon, which is going to be my noughties Barbie collection. All my Barbie dolls from the 2000s. So if you are interested in any of that, please go and check out my Patreon. Your support means everything, and the tiers start from only $3. Now, this has become a bit of a series on my channel. I spoke about Midge, I've spoken about Christy, I've spoken about Teresa, I've spoken about Ken, I've spoken about Skipper, and now I'm speaking about Kira and all the East Asian representation which has happened in the Barbie line. I'm using a new microphone at the moment. I really hope it's working, and I hope it's not picking up the rain. I live in London where it rains pretty much constantly, and it's raining right now, and I hope that's not distracting. Anyway, Kira is Barbie's Asian American friend, who isn't as well known as Midge or Teresa, but is very fondly remembered by her fans, such as Sunny. Kira has gone by many different names over the years. She was known as Marina in Europe, interestingly enough, and later in her history, her name changed to Leah. Well, you could argue that Leah was a whole new character, but they were very similar anyway. But she is most commonly known as Kira. Like most of Barbie's diverse friends, her exact ethnicity is left quite ambiguous for most of her history. Most fan sites describe Kira as being Vietnamese, but I could not find any evidence of this. And honestly, I scoured the internet for evidence of her being Vietnamese, but there was absolutely no evidence anywhere. Whereas in a Barbie picture book from 1999 called Barbie, The Mystery of the Emperor's Teapot, it is explicitly stated that Kira is Japanese. See right here it says, she was Japanese American and could read and write Japanese as well as English. In 1980, Mattel introduced a line of Barbie dolls called Barbie International. The line would later become known as Barbie Dolls of the World. The first wave featured an Italian doll, a Parisian doll, and a royal doll, which was meant to be from England. The second wave of dolls was released in 1981 and featured a Scottish doll and an Oriental doll. Oriental Barbie was the first Barbie to use what would later be known as the Kira face mould. And this adorable face mould is still used today in the Barbie line. Even though the doll is mentioned on the box to be from Hong Kong, the outdated term Oriental suggests a more general Asian theme. Now let's talk about all of Barbie's Asian American friends that came before Kira. In 1986, the first named East Asian Barbie character would be introduced as part of the Barbie and the Rockers line. Her name was Dana, and she would use the same Asian Barbie face mold. She was probably the truest predecessor of our girl Kira. Also in 1986, Tropical Miko was released, who again used the same Asian face mold, although she is believed to have been Hawaiian. She was featured only 3 times, all in beach-themed lines from 1986 to 1989. In 1988, the Barbie and the Sensations line introduced Becky, which again used the same Asian face mold. Also in 1988, animal-lovin' Nikki would be introduced. This would be her only appearance, but the name Nikki would be reused over and over and over again in the Barbie line. In 1989, Western Fun Nia was introduced. She would also use the Asian face mold, although it's not entirely clear where she's meant to be from, and people have speculated that she's meant to be a Native American. This was sadly her only appearance. Finally, after many years and many different names, we finally got introduced to our girl, Kira. Kira was introduced as part of the Wet n Wild Barbie line in 1990. Her full name is supposedly Kira Ngayan. I am really dyslexic and struggle to read that word, but this is only fan speculated, so, you know, it's never officially confirmed that that's her surname. In Europe, as I said before, her name was Marina. There isn't much information about Kira's personality, especially since she never appeared in any Barbie media apart from the books. But we can tell she's quite sporty because she appears a lot in sports-related Barbie lines. And we can also tell that Kira loves the beach because she is featured in every beach-themed Barbie line from the 90s. Her job is just beach. The first time Kira was seen in a line that wasn't a beach-themed line was in 1990 in the United Colors of Benetton line. An Asian Barbie who we can assume is Kira is featured in the Barbie Summit doll line. Mattel promised to donate a massive 50 cents from each doll sold to a non-profit organization established for the purpose of promoting education or literacy for children worldwide. All American Kira was released in 1991. This doll was called Weekend Marina in Europe. This doll involved Kira wearing Reeboks and playing tennis. Kira's love for exercise was also apparent when she was featured in the roller skating Barbie line, although sadly, as I mentioned in a previous video, this doll line was recalled because the rollerblades were a fire hazard. There were also Barbie dolls released with an Asian variant, such as the My First Barbie line. These dolls use the Kira face mold, and you can probably assume that it is meant to be Kira, but it doesn't actually say Kira on the box. Kira didn't officially appear in another Barbie line that wasn't a beach-themed line until 1995, when she became a superhero in the Flying Hero Barbie line. In Europe, this doll was called Galaxy Marina. Kira was clearly quite adventurous because she was the only one of Barbie's friends to accompany her on an important space mission in the book Shooting for the Stars from 1998. In 1997, Ocean Friends Kira went snorkeling with seals. Love that. In 1997, Sapphire Splendor Barbie was released with an incredible dress designed by Bob Mackie. This was the first Barbie collector doll to use the Kira face mold. Apart from the Dolls of the World line, this might just be the Asian variant of Barbie and not Kira specifically, but I did some digging and I found out from the Pearl Beach Kira Reddit that this doll actually is Kira. The Reddit post mentions that in the book Barbie Sweetheart's Pacific Pageant, which was released the same year as Sapphire Splendor Barbie, Kira is described as wearing a velvet sapphire gown, which has to be the same gown as Sapphire Splendor Barbie, right? The extract says, Kira's dark hair looked spectacular, sparkling with blue lights. She looked like she had been showered with sapphires. Kira's hair would highlight the blue velvet evening gown she was to model later in the show. I desperately want this doll. Like, she's stunning. She's actually stunning. Asian Barbies would not be involved in the holiday doll line for quite a while, but in a Barbie book released in 1991, we can see Kira wearing one of the Sparkle Eyes Barbie fashion pack dresses at this Christmas party in one of the scenes. So if you ever wanted to create your own holiday Kira, this would probably be the dress to choose. In 1998, Butterfly Art Kira would be released, and there was some controversy surrounding this line because of their tattoos. Although these tattoos are very innocent. They're of butterflies. I love butterflies. Also in 1998, Movin' Groovin' Kira finally learned how to walk. In 1999, Kira also got a rare chance to wear a ball gown. In the Very Velvet line, I have this doll and I love her. She is beautiful. I love this whole line. In 1999, Kira was more into her sport than ever. She was playing football and basketball, all sorts. Kira must have been sick of all the sport she had been doing in the 90s, because in 2000, she was Sit in Style Kira. I love this line. And in 2000, bling! Picture Pockets Kira was released. I love this doll. Also in the year 2000, Surf City Kira was released, and this doll used the brand new modern Barbie body mold with a belly button. But sadly, Surf City Kira would be Kira's last appearance in the Barbie line. Life after Kira. After Kira sadly disappeared from the Barbie line, a new Asian character called Leah came in to replace her. Leah had a brand new face mold. Mattel must have really liked this face mold because they also used it for another new character called Kayla. This was a little bit confusing because Kayla and Leah would often appear in the same lines together, and this would confuse people. It confused me. Leah was introduced in the Amazing Nails line in 2001 alongside Kayla. Leah got a little character bio in the Barbie Cali Girl online game, and she clearly stole a couple of characteristics from Kira, like her love for sports and her love for the beach. But Kira would rise again. In 2005, Kira would briefly make a reappearance in the Fashion Fever line, but she would now use the Leah face mold. Sadly, this was only a brief reappearance, and we haven't seen her since. By 2010, Leah, Kayla, and Kira, along with a lot of other Barbie's famous friends, had sadly completely disappeared. Although their face molds would still live on. Even though Leah and Kira never officially appeared in any Barbie movies, sometimes their face molds would be reused when creating the dolls. Interestingly, these characters in the animated films didn't appear to be of Asian descent, but the dolls often looked like they were. Also, Raquel from Barbie Life in the Dream House never appeared to be of Asian descent, but again, her dolls would sometimes appear to have Asian features and would use the Asian face molds. Although, in another interesting twist, Raquel is even shown to have naturally afro hair in an episode of Barbie Life in the Dream House. Anyway, so doll fans, that is the history of our girl, Kira. Love her. And also Mattel's many attempts to add some East Asian representation into the Barbie line. Please let me know in the comments what your thoughts and memories of Kira are. Also, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel if you're new here, check me out on Instagram and TikTok, and also don't forget to check out my Patreon. Your support means everything to me, doll fans. I will see you real soon. Bye! Thank you to Siren Kelly and all of my amazing patrons. Your support means everything.